I hate to start out on a downer this week, but I'm feeling a bit guilty. Why? Well, as I speak, back home, it's very cold. In fact, it's a typical cold Canadian winter. Why do I feel guilty? Well, I'm not there to suffer with you. Instead, I'm in beautiful Valencia, Spain. And snow has not been in the forecast, they tell me, in almost 100 years. But my guilt doesn't end there. You see, I'm here in Spain to drive the 2020 Porsche 911. I know, I feel terrible. I mean, I wish you could be here. But wait a minute, through the magic of TV, you can. I'm feeling better already.
The new generation is all new, and it's we refer to as the 992 generation. So really the car has a lot of improvements are based that are on the 991, which is the previous generation. So more power, the chassis was tweaked, the interior is completely new. It looks like a 911. It has a lot of styling effects that hark back to the previous generations, to the older cars, but yet the car is connected. It's very much a car for the future.
I am 29 years old, on the edge of turning 30, unfortunately. The 911 for me, I mean, it's been around way before I was even born. So growing up, obviously, it was a car that I would look up to. I dreamed about the 911 when I was a kid. I could never afford one, so I bought a 944 instead, but I think the 911 has something to do in that.
Well, this car has evolved. It hasn't kind of gone crazy. It's still got the true kind of 911 DNA that it's always had through the 7 generations and now into the eighth generation. Yeah, so the back end is all different. You've got that really cool light strip that goes all the way across the back. You've got now wider haunches because it's all wide body cars that used to be just for all-wheel drive and the GT cars. The front end is a little bit different on the front valence. Still got the big oval headlights, the big front fenders. Cars is the same wheelbase, but it's a little bit longer, and of course it's wider. 20-inch tires in the front, 21s in the back. It looks proportionally, I think, perfect.
They have numbers to confirm that. It's the fastest one. It's the best Porsche 911 if you think of a power-to-rate ratio. I think it's gotten a little big, to be honest. I still like the shape of it, but I think you could maybe have it like in a smaller version. I would probably be a fan, but they have to integrate so much stuff in new cars that I understand why it's getting so big.
It gives you a great feedback on the track, on the road, and it makes you so fast, and you doesn't feel that you're so fast because it's easy to and so precise to drive, and also the braking system, it's incredible.
You're looking at a 1988 930 slant-nose turbo Porsche. And no, I don't own it, but you'll meet the owner later on. Hello, everybody. I'm Brad Diamond, and welcome to another edition of Motoring 88. Yes, that was yours truly way back in 1988, our first program. Nobody knew Motoring TV, so we had to peg a local dealership to give us the Porsche. Well, where does the time go? Here I am almost 31 years later, driving the 8th generation at the racetrack. I've had a thing about 911s since I was a wee kid. Let's just say that was many years ago. But here's the thing about this car. First, you gotta have enough money to pay for one. And once you get one, the frustration for me is that so many owners take it home, drive around the city, local roads, etc. But you've got to take it to the racetrack to really experience the technology that so many smart men and women have put into this and which you're paying for. And I know there's a lot of tracks across Canada where you can take your own car out and have some fun. Believe me, the 911 has several personalities, but it is happiest when it's at the track. You will be too.
I think the changes to the engine are quite profound. I mean, everyone says, well, it's still a flat 6, it's still a turbocharged flat 6, but there's a lot of incremental changes to the engine. The new turbos are a bit bigger, the way they're designed is different, the intake manifold is different, and I think this is kind of like the ultimate in efficiency for this flat 6 engine. Yeah, there's more power you can get out of it, but for now, 443 horsepower, that's a lot.
Whenever you buy a new vehicle, it's always best to have it serviced at the dealership for many reasons, and that includes a Porsche. But how do you know if your Porsche has indeed been serviced at the dealer? Well, it's quite simple. All Porsche technicians will make sure that the logo is pointed directly at the valve stem. So there you go. There's more technology now than there ever has been in a 911. Is that a good thing or bad thing?
I think it's all good because what the technology is bringing is a bit more safety, right? So you've got a night vision thing, which is really kind of cool, that it's going to help you out if you see a deer or pedestrian. It's going to save you from that. There's a wet mode, which is going to help you out if it's raining. That's a standard thing on the car. There's lane keep assist. But it doesn't take away from the driving experience. I mean, they're in addition to the driving experience, which I think is a kind of a cool thing. When I first saw it in LA, I kind of thought, I'm not so sure. But now that I've got a little bit more time looking at it, it's already kind of won me over for sure.
I can't wait to see what the future holds for this car, because now we have an electric vehicle coming up, the Taycan. I think I'll be around in this industry for a while, so I can't wait to see what the future holds for an icon like the 911.
Okay, so I'm over my guilt complex. And you know, driving a 911 at the racetrack can really help to clear out the mind and allow only pure, honest adrenaline to flow. Now, Porsche calls the 911 a timeless design, as in very little changes in almost 60 years. Other car companies can only wish they could do the same. Yes, Porsche is selling more SUVs than cars, but let's be honest, it's vehicles like the Macan and the Cayenne that give Porsche enough cash that can allow them to continue to improve a vehicle that got them to the party in the first place so many years ago. And that's a good thing.